I want to talk about something. This is very important to me. It's very important to a lot of people in the world, in this country. It should be very important to you, no matter who you are. And we had a little rally. There were a couple of dueling rallies that took place in El Paso this week. I'm not going to get into the minutia of each of the rallies. I'm not going to talk about people faking the amount of people that are at rallies and trying to attack the other, whatever it is. And that's not what I'm here for. What I'm here for is one of those rallies was put on by the Orange Menace there in El Paso. And he was talking about his stupid fucking border wall as usual, and talking about how crime-riddled El Paso is and all this other stuff. It's ridiculous. Again, that's not what I'm here to talk about. What I am here to talk about is there was a BBC reporter that was attending the rally, covering the rally. They were in the press pit covering the rally, and specifically a cameraman. There were reporters and cameramans. There was a cameraman for BBC filming it. And what happened was during the rally, he was attacked from behind. An attendee of the rally literally tackled him from behind and knocked over his camera and all this other, completely attacked. It was assault. It was assault. I haven't looked into the legal ramifications and if they caught the guy and if they're pressing charges and all that stuff, but it's assault. Assault and battery, really. Maybe it's not assault. I always get confused on the link, you know, yeah, I know. See, Chris is giving me the numbers. I was looking at those numbers too. But what's more important to me is that we have a journalist who was completely attacked at this rally. And if you're not familiar with Orange Menace rallies, there are often times where he points to the press and calls them not only fake news, we've all heard that one, but also the enemy of the people. I'm not exaggerating. These are exact words that have come out of his mouth. The enemy of the people. The press is the enemy of the people for covering current events and what is going on. Enemy of the people. Think about that. Here's why this gets me so riled up. Last year in 2018, we had 34 journalists that were murdered around the world. Not just killed. There were actually 54 journalists that were killed. Some of those just being in dangerous situations. We had 34 of them that were actually murdered. Killed for being journalists. And yet we have the so-called President of the United States, this Orange Menace, who stands on a pulpit and knows that all of his dumbass, ridiculously, like, I can't even, there aren't words to describe the people that go to his rallies and support him. But he's riling up these dumbasses, and then they feel empowered to attack the press. Because why? Because the Orange Menace stands up there and says, this is the enemy of the people. What do you expect to happen, you stupid son of a bitch? What do you expect? And we have all these sheep that follow him. Sheep. You know what? I wouldn't even say sheep. Because the intelligence of the people that follow the Orange Menace and go to his rallies, the rallies like this, it's insulting to sheep. I'm not going to insult the IQ of sheep by putting them in the same category. And what you're doing is you have these dumb people, low IQ people, who are just following an Orange Menace, and he says this, and what do you expect to happen? What do you expect to happen? And the bottom line is 34 journalists. 34 journalists murdered last year for being journalists. For trying to bring current events and the news to the people. In fact, this is one of the main reasons I don't watch Handmaid's Tale anymore. I think it's a fantastic show. I think it's great. It scares the living shit out of me. It does. It scares the shit out of me. There was the episode where the main character went into the building and all the journalists, and I was like, I'm done. I'm done. I wouldn't even consider myself a journalist, but I'm like ridiculously supportive of any kind of journalism out there. Any kind. With the exception of Fox News. Just kind of throw that in there. But it's disgusting. It's disgusting. We can't do this anymore. We can't. And we can't have a so-called president who stands up there and condones this kind of violence against journalists and against the media. It has to stop. It has to stop. And anyone out there listening, you can take part in making this stop. Speak out about it. Defend journalism. Defend it. Whether you agree or not, defend it. Because that's all we have left. That's all we have left.